First of all, I just want to start out by saying thank you, God. It is important for me to say that. Uh, before making this video, because it's been a while since I've made a video on camera, and I wanted to maintain my composure, because sometimes when I make these videos, there's so much emotions that's it's hard for me to articulate. So I want to maintain my emotions and be able to articulate this video accordingly. So I practice a little bit of what I want. It's easy. It flows easily because it become easier for me to articulate. So I practice what I wanted to say here, and hopefully it makes this video sounds a little bit smoother in regard to what I'm trying to say. Because I have not made a video and in this fashion for a few days or a week or so. And this is a way for me to vocalize things, and I don't internalize it, so it gets me ready. I hope that you can hear this noise campaign that's happening as I'm making this video. That gives you an idea of why I say I'm thankful for. Listen, my life is not doing good, and that's because I'm a target individual. The last few days I was sick. It was a mixture of just a regular cold, but on top of that, my body is also not in great shape, and is being damaged. And also, I'm not making it easy by it. Also, because I do drink while I'm home, and I do things and I clean, and it helps me be able to be productive in cleaning my place. I don't drink like when I don't do nothing. It's not like I cannot just sit there and drink constantly, no. But when I try to create an ambience where I can focus on cleaning, which today I'm gonna have to do that, because it's so hard to even focus, to do the bare minimum of just working, of cleaning, I should say. Like working, that's okay, but like when I have to be focusing on like hygienic things and cleaning, it's so hard because you just get lost in this nastiness. Working, I don't even, I don't get close to drink. I can focus and work easily. But when I'm home, it's a weekend or the holidays, I do consume. It helps me cleaning the place. It's just a way to just kind of warm myself to get the energy into cleaning. And it doesn't help my body because alcohol is not good for the body in the first place, but my body's being damaged. And on top of that, they damage my brain and my body. So all that combination was bad, and I got a cold, and the cold just kind of made me stay in bed. As mentioned before, these people take advantage of the fragile state of the target individual, not only to damage your body, but your mind. It's like your mind is more exploitable, more manipulatable. They can plant things more. And it's like they take advantage of, I don't know if the state of your brain matters in how they manipulate your brain or try to, but it was, I started thinking in a more mental retarded way. Like such an irrational state. The stupidity was at a level that's so high. And it's frustrating because you're like, I know these ways of thinking this is pure retardation. And then they have this ecosystem around you that are filled with people, one, play this dumbness, like they make themselves this illogical, this nonsensical, this irrational. But there's others who are at that level. Because a lot of these participants too, especially for me when I'm here, are childlike. They're children. The children who don't even know the consequences of what they do and where somebody will go. They're so childlike that they expect you to have the sympathy that their childishness as children can allow them to behave a certain way, and you will now react the way somebody should react in the circumstances. And I'll go into the details. But they're trying to make me say, and there's been a lot of forced speech. Oh my gosh. A lot of forced speech they try to gaslight me. Some of it me recording videos and forcing me to say something in some way, and clearly you can see that that's not. My point has already been made, but forcing me to say something else and try to gaslight me too. So a lot of forced speech, a lot of obvious manipulation, and a lot of these clowns becoming more. These clowns are so retarded, but they don't understand that their retardation can cost their life, which it's okay. I'm not here to. This is not about that. I'll get to that point later on. But they were taking advantage of my state. You know, first of all, I've dismantled the facade that they wanted to present. They get mad. Like, talking video, first of all, let me just start off by saying, if you don't know by now, you should understand that this is a governmental program. Whatever facade that's been presented to you is a facade to supposed to make you believe that this is anything but a massive government doing that to you. That's why you've heard others say that. They can make you believe this is next door neighbors doing that to you. They can make you believe this is crime organization doing that to you. They can make you believe all these things. I say that in all my videos. Please don't get lost in that. It's way bigger than what's presented to you. They want you to get lost in this nonsensicalness. That's how this has been created, orchestrated. They're dumbing you down, and so they can be more manipulative to you and play with your perception even more. I've accepted the reality of this. This program is a program led by the government. I deal with V2K, synthetic telepathy, directed energy, and this ecosystem are just the clowns the government contracts. This noise campaign, all of that is orchestrated. That, matter of fact, V2K, which is voice to skull, is when they project their voices into my brain. Because I always bring up that this is a governmental program. It's not this clown, dismantled way they want it to be presented, or me to see them. Bringing up the fact that this is a governmental program, and I will never let go of that. I'll understand that till my last breath. Now the participant that want you to believe is something else, but they should definitely be accountable for what they're part of. I'm not taking that accountability away, but they're not the ones running this. This is not their program. They're nothings. They just chose to be involved in this. And so I hear in via V2K somebody say it's a program, you're gonna be raped, and just trash us, because these people want me to not see this thing for what it is. A program that's killing women and children, torturing them in disgusting ways. I was with others saying this is happening to men, women, and children all around the world. It's impacting men, women, and children all around the world. And there's women from Malaysia, and children, women from Florida. I was with them, standing on them. They try to make you hear. This is what you hear the forced speech going through. Ventriloquism. Standing with them, saying that this is happening all around the world. Even this forced speech, I've heard it from others before I experienced it to that level. A woman called Mary Fair described in her testimonials that to frustrate her, they will make her say things wrong to get some frustration. Literally what you just experienced here. So this is systematically happening all around the world. There's children dying this, and there's women suffering this. And this trash over here wants me to not think of it when I see them. They want me to forget that aspect of things. That they're not here killing women and children, but they are avengers and protectors. Matter of fact, as I say forget, they try to make me think, oh, do you remember you forgot what you did as a child? And the rage they have, while they're making themselves forget how they torture and kill children and what they joined, and want me to not think of that, and want me to forget that, so I don't crash out when I see this trash. I don't see them for the low life that they are, that deserve to die for being involved in something that kills babies, and don't want me to think about that, because as they manipulate me, it's hard to subscribe to the manipulation. First of all, for many reasons, but one reason that will be one of them is, oh, you mean the people torturing women and children, killing women and children, are not manipulating my brain? Okay. Right? You see how discredited you are a little bit when you're involved in something that kills women and children? To say, no, with you, we're not manipulating. You know what they do then? The facade to me was presented in this fashion. We are just radical in what we do. It's just radical justice. Do you understand how retarded they want me to be? And that comes what just happened. Listen, the employee who put me in this program destroyed my life because they put me in a program where human beings are being utilized as test subjects. I was put in this program by them. Today, I'm in New York City. That's not where my initial employee was or is in regard of the headquarters. I moved to New York because of them. Matter of fact, before I moved to New York, I had a good job. A job that I would be happy to stay there, grow there. Amazing job with so much, I don't even want to say this, opportunities to grow. As I'm saying, I didn't even try to change that. But I decided to quit because I thought, okay, well, they're still acting the same way they were acting when I was there at the job. I was like, okay, this is happening. Like, maybe I'm too close to where my employer who put me in this program is. Maybe I need to leave the state. Maybe I need to leave the country. And maybe I need to, because whatever they've done, I need to be far away from them. I thought that maybe they connected with the immigration and this and that. I thought all of these things, like whatever they put me in, this is too close to them. They're destroying me. They're not destroying me, but they're acting the same way. I didn't even let them destroy me. I left me because I was like, immediately if I see this, I'll leave. They start acting the same way in this place. And I was like, I gotta do something else. I called my family members, like, hey, I need to leave this. They're doing this thing to me. They know that, well, I had a suspicion they're involved in them too, but as I asked, I noticed, oh, they were trying to stall things. Like, it's like, because I was saying, it's like, I'm ready to come back, and either way, didn't happen. So I was like, okay, let me even look for places maybe in Canada and this and that. And it looked like in Canada, because I did like to Canada. I was like, maybe I can move to Canada. But it's like the paperwork and all that was long, and I was like, okay, maybe what I'm gonna do is in the meantime come to New York. And I came to New York. And after that, I got tired of trying for the Canada thing. I stayed here. I was like, okay. But then in New York, that's when things even escalated. And now I'm here. I would not be in New York City if I was happy where I was and didn't feel like something was happening there. I would not. I would stay at a job over there. I had a good job. The job after I left, who put me in this program. That's it. Now I'm here, thinking that the further away I am, the better. And also thought there was some immigration involvement when in truth is none. I did like an FBI check, background check. It's like I did all kind of background. It's like, what's happening here? Why is this? And it's because they made me a target individual. And it was going to happen to me everywhere I would go. Everywhere. So now I'm here. And by the way, I tried to go outside of the country. Guess what? After August 19, 2019, it was happening in third world country in Africa. Same thing. Global. Then I decided, well, I might as well just stick here in New York City. At first, I was like, I wish it was immigration doing that to me. I wish it was like, no, they put me in something worse than that. Way worse than that. I wish that was true. That's not. My employer put me in a program where wherever I go in life, this will follow me. Now, today they try to negate that. But that employee who put me in this program, donated money to a man called Roy Moore in 2017. Roy Moore was running for governor in 2017. Some allegation came out that when he was in his 30s, he was with 14-year-old or something like that. 14 and other teenagers. They all came out saying that. When, of course, as adults, but saying that when we were teenagers, this man was doing this to us. The employee who put me in this program donated another amount to his campaign after the allegation, to the point that these people who employ me, the others who received money from them, had to return their money because it looked bad on them. It's like, I'm getting money from people who donate money to this after these allegations. That looks bad. Now, Roy Moore, you hear a lot in my videos, because that's a way for me to humble these clowns and see them for the trash that they are, the nothings that they are. I'm in the office here in New York City, currently employed by these people who want to reconstruct reality where they're the ones who destroyed my life. Well, the only reason why I'm here in New York City is because this employer put me in this program, and I ended up being here. Not to say I wouldn't want to be in New York, but I was not going to take that risk like that. I was happy in the sense of like that job I had there. That was like a great job. I could have traveled the world with that job. Their office is all around the world. Matter of fact, they'll tell me to, you can do some South American places. But now I'm here. And I say Roy Moore to this man in the office who's telling me they're going to frame me with children. Because that's the things that they're so radical. It's part of their radicalness. Is they're going to have children playing rape victims. And, by the way, they tell me they're going to play child porn to frame me. Because they're radical justice seekers. Now, going to the office, see the name Roy Moore in the face of this man who was saying all these diabolical things, like, once you're going to frame you, they're going to stab you, they're going to shank you. They're like, okay. But look at you saying Roy Moore this way. I went in his face and said, Roy Moore. He turned so red. Scared. I had that on camera because I was pretending to be on the phone. I filmed this. You can see the discomfort. How uncomfortable this man was. You can see that. Because I see the name that they cannot say my face openly. I don't know why. You should see, they can say the name, but it seems like when they say the name, it has to be like in this mystified way. Like this Roy Moore is this mystic being that they gotta say in this, like a boogeyman. This same man later on passed by me when I have the headphones on. It's like Roy Moore and whispering, and like a drive-by Roy Moore saying. And I'm like, I get my camera back on. I was like, I'm looking at him. He's like, hey, I see you here being brave. Now, these people I'm employed by are the people who are praising this child trash around me. That what they're doing is so brave by playing rape victim, because they tell me some of these clowns, this trash here, are going to be the one playing rape victims. That they're so brave for doing what they're going to do, where they're going to play the rape victims. They're exploiting the retardation of these clowns. That this is a brave warrior. Like, some of them think like the civil rights heroes at this point. It's like, yeah, we're going to face forward. We're going to be strong and move forward from the as trash. Like there's some civil rights hero here. This disgusting trash. Can you imagine how warm-minded this trash is going to be growing up? That they're heroic from playing rape victims. In a program that, by the way, destroys the life of so many, inclusive women and children. So when I listen to that, watch that, and the video of this, the praise of this trash over there, this is some nothings. I call them the collateral damage. Nothings. Matter of fact, because if the target individual ends up crashing out, losing his mind. These are the nobodies that are going to be crashing out. The target individual is going to crash out on the nobodies, on this little trashy shit, who right now think they're some hero badass, and they really create personas like, yeah, we're heroes. And I know some of them do these things, say these things to agitate you, but at the same time, some of them live that retardation. And the people who were supposed to praise them to continue to keep them strong in this retardation can't even say Roy Moore. And I have footage of it. Or when they say it, they have to be nice, like mystified, very mystic in the way they say Roy Moore. I have food as you see that here. The mention is red like. So these clowns, because they're like childlike, they have tantrums like children. It's like, how dare you destroy our fantasy of us being fierce? One of these clown comes, and today, in all my videos, I've consistently shown what they do. Consistently. It's that I did that on purpose, so you see the pattern. Every day, every time I see little children, and it's funny, I was prepping to make this video. I was saying, when I was sick, and every time I was like, if I watch a video and there's like a little child coming up, oh, discussing, you see the videos I make. It's the same thing. And now it comes up, I'm scared of ads so much. Oh my gosh, eyes closed, I'm blocking it because there's going to be a child. There's going to be some wholesome ads. Screenshot, if that happens, I'll do a screenshot and make a video about it, or I'm thinking about making a video about it. Because sometimes it's overwhelming. Every time there's I do screenshot for everything they do to me, because at some point, if I need to make a video about it, I'll make a video about it. I don't want to internalize these things, and I don't want them to think that I internalize this. They will never make me subscribe to this. Whatever theatric I'm going to go through, I'm not going to let them live the fantasy. If it makes it worse for me in regard to how they're going to torture me, okay. I'm already dying. You think I'm going to give this trash satisfaction to fantasize about what they were doing? It's okay. This is why you become fanatical. My sufferance is not going to be your getaway from your fantasy. Like, no, I'll run to whatever horror. And if they want to present themselves, I will act the right way. I promise you. I'm not praising, so let me just say, I'm not preaching, I should say, violence on anybody. But there will be the correlation. I will act accordingly. For real. It's not going to be based on the reality they put together, the emotion they put together in order to... They have this way, this purpose, what they do. It's gaslighting. Where the purpose... have this behavior, another target manager said, with attitudes and emotions, and they want to sell the facade. So the way they do that is they have this fake radical emotion, and you can hear them in the fake emotions, like, yeah, you're gonna die for scream, and you see through it. It's like you're a bunch of fraud trash involved in a program that kills children. You act this way because you think it's going to negate how they harm and kills women and children. Target individual, if you are of a, not all target individual get this facade per se, because if you're a mother with children and they act this way, well, that's sad. I mean, like, and they do that to some women. But because I'm a single man, they think that that's going to be accepted. It's like trash. I know what you guys do to women. That's same effort you do to destroy their life is applied here. And I know this is not, and for me to try to say, push themselves away from the reality of what this program is, it's like, this is a portal, and we're different in that sense. Trash. You kill women and children. Sometimes they say, oh, we're going to torture you worse. And then, they bring up the things that are supposed to present themselves as heroes. Like, we're going to torture you worse the way we torture babies because of that. What do you do to somebody who says things like that? That's the normal is how we torture these babies and women. We're going to go worse than that. Then to disorient you with some retardation. Now, while I was in bed, They were making me have the, well, as I'm watching ads or whatever, every disturb me. I watched like this guy, this guy was kind of like entertaining to watch, Rampage Jackson. I'm watching his streams, and if he's in a public place and there's like a child there, you see the videos, stimulate me, manipulate me, discussing things every time. A little child there, a little baby there, a little black girls there, a little stimulation. Matter of fact, I was prepping for this. I was trying to say, as I was seeing little girls in this video, I said, oh, you saw little girl. Going back to how they want to frame me in these disgusting things. This trash thing, I'm going to even let them live their fantasy. But I'll get to that point. They will stimulate me, and they do these degrading things. And they want me to identify. This is I made thousands of videos at this point, over 1,000 of the same thing. Since August 19, 2019. It's been just a nasty manipulation, consistently, systematically, every day. It's clear. I'm gonna see a little black girl, I'm gonna see a little child, I'm gonna see a little girl, and they're gonna manipulate me to have disgusting experiences. But it's not just little girls, but even the older kids. But at that point, they do that to the babies, so the older kids, it's gonna be easier. And then when they make me have this experience, it's like, now we matched it to you, as they want me to be a freaking retard. That's why they have this ecosystem of clowns. So I'm not subscribing to that. You've seen so many of my videos. They do this manipulation. Some of my videos you've watched is others saying the exact same thing. And I'm going to continue to do that. This is not unique to me. I'm so thankful to all target video. If you're a target video, please make your testimonial. It might not even, it might help somebody else. To have validation of this level is amazing. That others say the exact same thing. Mariana, thank you. Mark T, thank you. Anybody who, all these testimonials that describe the manipulation of the mind, the gimmicks, thank you. There is no way they can counter the fact that they do this nasty manipulation. There's no way. Even Steve Marlowe, a man who ended up killing a 15-year-old, making a manifesto saying, I'm being manipulated and tormented in this way. And the reason why this is going to happen is because of that. I want to expose this manipulation, this mind control. He ends up killing a 15-year-old called Keller, which now, when I see this teenage trash involved, I call them the Kellers. He said that he did this to expose what's happening to him. To expose this thing. Now, he doesn't believe this is the government. He tried to ask the FBI and the CIA to help him, when in reality, those entities were behind this, especially the CIA. It's like, this is MK Ultra on steroid. You heard the noise campaign, they were trying to box in just the FBI. They live on delusionality. This is MK Ultra on steroid. But now, the other entity that's bigger than all those two is now they're using DOD technology. This is DOD technology. So the biggest entity behind this, for sure, that you cannot remove from this, is the Department of Defense. Especially how global it is, DOD at the highest level. The CIA, the other entities are small. CIA are definitely some of the architectures. They have legacies of this tactics of mind control and things like that. They're the ones who started thinking about that earlier on. They want me to think of FBI. You know why? Because the DOD was ranked in 2018. I'm yelling out loud because I want them to hear me. In 2018, as consistently having some of the most child porn downloaded in the United States, using DOD computers. Let me repeat this. They're outside listening to me. Because the DOD employees were known to use DOD computers to share and download child porn. And a bill called S1413 was introduced in 2019 because they were downloading so much child porn. There's a lot of pedophilia going on there. You know, when I hear them try to negate that, it's so amazing. There's so much things going against them that they still try to counter. It's like, no, but we're the FBI, because apparently the FBI, all the agencies have less pedophilia issue. CIA is one of the highest too, but the DOD extremely high, so high that in America they're like the top tier, and this would not happen without the DOD, because this technology is not some FBI technology. It's not even some CIA technology. It's the DOD technology that they've been developing for a long time. A long time. The reason why I was animated is because these perps around here wants to repaint reality. Now, they want me to subscribe to this manipulation, and as you can hear, this bottom piece here, this collateral damage, I should call them, and the nothings. They're the bottom feeder of the entities like the DOD running this program. Now, clearly, there's a huge buffer between the losers and the lowlife doing this here, my co-workers or whatever, they're the nothings, versus who's running the show. Okay? I clearly understand that. But to understand that this nothingness, this just the bottom feeder in this whole hierarchy from entities that are top tier child porn traffickers, and then do these things where they tell me they're gonna frame it by playing child porn, when this entities running this program at child porn traffickers of a level of top tier less, is amazing. They have so much going against them in regard to how they want to present them. Like, listen, what's going to happen to me as a test subject, as a target individual? I'm dealing with it, like I said, we're mentioning the DOD, Department of Defense. What can you even do? These clowns around here want to make you think that you have even a chance to, you know, like it's anything but this massive government. But I know the reality of this. But I'm going to hold them accountable for the reality of what they're part of. They're not going to live in fantasy. They can slam all the doors many times. Didn't work out that way. So, as soon as I listened to this video of mine, walking in the building, saying the name Roy Moore, and seeing this trash, scared, terrified of Roy Moore, it was heartbreaking for these clowns, because they want to feel praise. They know they're not heroes. They know they're trash shit. But hey, they want to live that fantasy of being heroes. Immediately somebody comes and is like, you like hands. Now, this is the kind of stupidity I deal with. I know what I just said sounds really stupid, but they take seriousness in the stupidity because they're supposed to be these clowns. They know their assignment very well. What they're doing is deflection. Deflection is part of brainwashing. You know, this is still, you know, they're utilizing this intelligence community type of tactics like the CIA. A lot of disorientation and like disconnection from reality is part brainwashing textbook. They utilize like CIA brainwashing tactics on top of the DOD technology. They disorient you there. They do their noise campaign, stimuli, all kind of things. Mixed with DOD computers, DOD technology, and that's that. And you hear me just try to frustrate me with the forced speech. That's what they do. Now, they use this childish trash to do the disorientation. Some clowns like, yeah, we're FBI, right? They're not FBI. They're not DOD. They're not CIA. Those trash are just bottom feeders. They're nothings. The entities behind this program are like the DOD. Now, of course, the CIA is involved. Obviously, FBI is aware of that, and I'm sure those entities all, you know, there's involvement of some level. But the DOD is clearly the hierarchy here, and the CIA is definitely the legacy. Now, With that being said, when I put the reality that these clowns can't even say Roy Moore to their face, a man that was allegedly doing these things to kids, it brings back to reality. And they hate that. They want me to still think that this is their attention group, the feminists. And for me, this is the radical justice I'm talking about. Like, it's like feminist slash meat. Actually, sometimes they say there's a coalition, a different portal. This is dumb shit. When in truth, purpose come in all shape, all race, all gender. And I'll say shape, they try to make me think of this teenage trash and manipulate my brain in their nasty ways. There's no limits. Like, participation here seems to be easy. There's the most unimpressive clowns, like childlike individuals, and there's executive. There is black, white, whatever race you can imagine, whatever age you can participate in that. They can come in whatever ways you want. They can be racist looking people. They can be woke like people. They can be black, fanatic, I don't know, whatever you can imagine. Jewish, they could be Nazi, they could be anything. Don't get lost into the facade. Because this is not who's running this. These governmental entities run this program. These clowns like, nah, we're just going to have a correlation. Shut up. They're just like you involved in this program, they're involved in this program, okay? That's the coalition. And the reason they do that is because they want me to just get lost in how they manipulate me. Because with me, they want me to think they were not manipulating your brain. They're too good to be manipulating. We're matching, we're mining. They use different verbiage when truth is they're manipulating your brain. And the reason why they say that is because they don't want me to think of it, oh, we're changing your brain this way, so we should be the one being hated for manipulating the brain to have these experiences. They don't want that. They want like, oh, we're investigating your brain. Some trash say it's our investigation, they were solved. People out here killing, causing mass shooting, making manifestos about being manipulated, and these clowns are like, no, this wasn't a brain. We mine your brain, we invest in all your manipulative brain. What they do is they do look for things in the brain that can rewire and manipulate you. They are researching on how they can manipulate your brain in these degrading ways and how they can make you internalize this manipulation. It's like an investigation on how they can change you in this degrading way, how to make you believe that you're not being manipulated, and what tactics makes you internalize this. And so the effort they put in is clear. It's effort to know, okay, we're going to make noise campaign. When this comes in, we're going to say with this, we're going to say with that, we're going to make this noise, we're going to bring this up, we're going to stimulate this, we're going to... And it's systematic. Oh, we make him have sexual stimulation towards little black girls, make him feel like he felt like that when he was a child. Bring up what he did to himself as a child and be like, you see, we're matching, we're minded. No, in truth, they manipulate the brain to have these experiences. Then they find ways to make the target major identify with these manipulations. Have these clowns behave like the clowns they're supposed to be, to make him internalize these things. Send the fucking clowns. Use these trolls. Send these trolls via V2K. For example, right now, I'm able to articulate this. Guess what they say? It's not some stupidity to try to make me subscribe to other manipulations. And they utilize these clowns. A lot of these clowns, though, let me just say that. I call them Kellas now. No disrespect. Kela, unfortunately, I don't want anybody to do what Steve Marlowe did. But there's a lot of childlike individuals that think that their ways of trolling me, which is supposed to be agitating, it's supposed to be disorienting, it's supposed to be distracting. So for me, some of the voices call is hearing a childlike person like Snapchat, and she talks like that, like, you know, when you try to annoy somebody as a child, it's like, oh, I'm so bored. They use some of that tactics. And they do that to destroy me, because you see, I was able to bring up the fact that what they do is put effort in how to make you accept this manipulation while they're manipulating you. Actually, one of the Snapchat thing they did here is to try to make me subscribe to the how they make me experience this manipulation, make me subscribe to that, like they're not manipulating my brain to have these experiences. And like, now Snapchat, oh, we'll have so much. And they speak like that via V2K. Like, you know, like just a bored teenager. Oh my gosh, it was so much. You're gonna be raped. So obvious. Saying that via voice call. And that's gonna be, she's saying that now because you're gonna, you know, I'm gonna bring up this other thing, but I'm gonna start with the babies. So they do this nasty manipulation when I see these little black girls, but it's not, it doesn't end just, not even, black girls is like, oh, match to you when you're a kid. And then there's like the rage. I bring up always what I did to myself when I was a kid in middle school. And I'll get back to that. And they try to exaggerate that. I'm like, I'm not gonna allow these fuckers to live this fantasy. You're changing my brain to have these experiences and then use this retardation to make me think you just make me regressing me mentally to me as a child and mimicking me as a child. Clowns. So this trash, mad that I exposed them for just the low life in this program where they came and say the name Roy Moore openly. They have to be so mistaken the name of Roy Moore like he's like a freaking boogeyman in a free country where you can say anybody's name openly. Look at you. She comes back and she's like, you like hands. And it's, you know, for me, you go watch a video called Little Hands. It's so disgusting. It goes back to what they wish I did when I was a child. Try to exaggerate what I did as a child. And then mixing with, for example, I appreciate hands, right? Like, it's not even sexual. It's like even men's hands. Not to imagine men's hands doing something to me, but like I want to have the same hands of it. No, I can appreciate, you know, you know, it's a nice feature. For me, at least. You know, some people like feet and some people like this. I was like, oh, you know, so you can appreciate somebody with nice hands. Even men. Not in the sense that that's, but even my own hands, sometimes I'm like, okay, you know. But they've twisted it to make me imagine people with little hands, little kids' hands, and then even when women have little hands, they try to make me think, oh, this is, it's like, oh. No. Just because you have little hands isn't, no. But they twist in this way, in these disgusting ways. And I made a whole video, go watch that. And this tries like, yeah, you see, you like hands. And she walks away. She's like, stupid. That's the kind of clowns. They do all kind of weird shit like that to make you subscribe to this manipulation, which are you're known. And they bring some random things like, we know that, you know, for example, they say the name Anne Claire. I had a crush on her when I was like 13 or 12 or something like that. She was like a classmate. It's like, you see, we know about Anne Claire. This trash know you, but they know you so they can manipulate you in these degrading ways. They want you to subscribe to this. They're investigating on how to change you to have these experiences. They're changing who you are, but they know who you are and changing that to be somebody else. And then try to gaslight you to internalize who they're turning you to experience things. And use this clown to gaslight you. So disgusting. But if you watch one of my videos, I think a few days ago, that was a disgusting experience. But they do that to the babies. Before that, I made like 2-3 videos of like the little babies, and there's like the background, there's little kids there, there's like maybe 7-year-olds. And then I was watching this rampage thing, which is disturbing because he went to some place where there's a public, and there was like kids there, there's still body play. But there was a like